So for pretty much my entire adult life, I've been an Apple user. I got my first MacBook back in 2011 when I was just going to university, and I pretty well haven't looked back. And though from the outside looking in, it might seem like I'm a happy Apple user just moving along business as usual, there's trouble in paradise. Because just between you and me, I've had somebody else on my mind. The last few months, I've found myself becoming more and more Linux curious. And a couple months ago, I got my first taste. In a video on this channel, I tried Linux Mint for the first time. And you know what, folks? I liked it. In that video, I was so surprised with how easy and smooth the setup was. But there was just one problem, and a lot of people let me know in the comments. I didn't actually install Linux that day. What I was doing, really unbeknownst to me, was playing around in the live trial environment. This is essentially an area where people can demo a Linux distro before fully committing to it, to try it out. In the corner of the desktop screen on Linux Mint, there was an install icon and I did not press it. Well, folks, today I intend to right that original wrong. I am going to be trying Linux again, and this time installing it. And we're not using Mint either. This time we're going to try a distro that I was a little bit intimidated to try the first go around, Debian. First, if you don't know me, I'm Spencer, and I like to talk about simple living, frugality, and digital minimalism. Let's get started. Before we get into the install itself, I just want to say a few words about why Debian, why my ThinkPad, and what my general goals are with this distro. As long as I've been Linux curious, one of the main reasons that Debian has appealed to me is just because it's such an old, reliable distro. Debian is the top choice of distro for servers all over the world. It is stable. And as someone who doesn't know what they're doing, stable sounds pretty good. I don't think I need the flashiest distro out there. I just need something that works. So Debian was the first thing that came to mind, and it's the next one I wanted to try. The T480 is something that I've always wanted to get Linux on and use as my primary computer outside of video editing at least. It's definitely not as powerful as my M1 MacBook Pro, but it is certainly more repairable and upgradable. For the 200 Canadian dollars I paid for this thing, this is the closest I'm going to get to a framework at this price point, so I'm going to go with it. And for this Debian test, I really have two goals. I want to poke around the interface, see what software is there, and just get a general feel for it. You're going to see me actually going through the installation process again. I have a second camera angle set up here so that we can do it live. The second thing is that I want to download Kdenlive and do a video editing test. I do have a dream that at some point I could do all my computing on a Linux computer of some kind. It may not be this T480, it may not be powerful enough for my video needs, but Linux in general. Now I'm sure I'm not going to know what I'm doing in there because I've spent most of my adult life, again, editing in iMovie or Final Cut. But I really want to see how Kdenlive feels on Debian and how my ThinkPad in particular can handle a video export, at least with 1080p footage. As with my last video in Mint, I'm going to be doing this install using Ventoy on a USB stick. Ventoy is a great way to try multiple distros, load them all up on a stick, and be able to cycle through all of them and test them out before committing to one. If you want to learn more about how to do that, I talked a little bit more about that in my Linux Mint video, which I've linked in the description. So without further ado, let's get to the test. Now I think it's F12 to get into the boot menu on these ThinkPads. You wait for the Lenovo logo to come up, and then you start tapping F12. There we go, entering boot menu. Okay, so now we come back to this one. There is Ventoy, there is Debian. Let's get started with Debian. This is honestly the one that I'm the most excited to try, Debian. Boot in normal mode or grub mode. Okay, or memdisk mode. This is already more complex than I feel the Mint one was. Okay, so now we have graphical install or install. Given that graphical is on top, we're gonna go with that. I think that's the more normal one. Debian, guys. I mean, just look at the vibe and the color scheme here. To me, this just seems like old school stability tech. I'm in, I'm interested. Okay, so language, select location. Okay, so we're doing the loading here. We're loading installer components from installation media. Maybe, honestly, tell me down below. I know I didn't get through the installation portion of Mint, guys. I know I just tried the live environment. Would it have looked at all like this if I was going to do the install on Mint, if I actually clicked that up in the corner when I was doing that? Let me know in the comments. Enter the real name of the user. Wonder how the privacy folks feel about that one. Okay, so partitioning the disk. See how much space I have on here. This isn't that big of a hard drive. Okay, so all files in one partition. Okay, done. Okay, so we have run into our first error. Debootstrap error. Don't even know what that means. Yeah, installing the base system has failed. So I will try configuring the network again.
A few debootstraps later.
So I've tried this a few times now. This is not working for me. What I've done now is booted up Windows again. I'm getting my Ventoy stick set up again. I've also went to the Debian website and downloaded the Kdenlive trial environment, and I'm putting that on the stick and I'm going to boot directly into that. I'll try GNOME out that way and hopefully I can do the install on that end. Well, folks, while we're waiting for that to go through, I just received this random tape, which apparently is from the sponsor of today's video. So let's go pop it in the VCR and see what it is.
This video is brought to you by Hostinger. Hey you, Linux kid, come on over here. I gotta show you something.
I hear you may want to run your own server now, huh? Host your projects, break stuff, and then rebuild it cooler? Well, if you don't want a computer running in your house 24/7, I got some good news for you. Introducing Hostinger VPS. You can use the KVM2 plan for all types of projects with a super solid price to power ratio. Complete with dedicated resources, NVMe storage, and full root access to boot, you can run Linux your way. With a wide choice of distros for your OS, including Debian, I'll let you know. And then boom, you have full control. Deploy apps, host sites, run experiments, and break anything you want because you can restore sites from their backups with no hassle. This is the perfect type of deal if you want to set up your own home media server. You know what? Some of these setups come preloaded to do just that. Right now, Hosting has got a New Year's sale going on. New year, new builds, new possibilities. The KVM2 plan is like $6.99 a month, plus you get 2 months free on a 24-month plan. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the best part. If you stack my personalized code, Spencer's Adventures, on top, boom, you get an extra 10% off. And that's worth a few big booms if you ask me. So for all your VPS needs, check out the link hostinger.com/Spencer's Adventures and use code Spencer's Adventures to get 10% off. Go build something weird. And now folks, let's get back to the Debian install. Back in the boot menu again. We're going to take a look at the live system first. I was going to put GNOME on this anyway. That's just the one I want to try first. Whoa. Welcome to the Debian GNU Linux 13. Trixie. That just makes you think of Trixie Hobbits. Let's take the tour. Sure. Guys, this is nice. Okay, so yeah, I think I made the right choice going with GNOME because it sounds like this is kind of the most, it already looks a lot like a Mac. Oh, wow. Well, where did the stuff at the bottom just go? Oh, there it is. Click this. I kind of want this to like stay there. I wonder if I swipe up. Oh, okay. So the swipe up, you instantly get there. Swipe up, swipe down, 3-finger swipe. I'm already learning it and I'm happier. So right off the bat, yeah, I will say I prefer this to Mint. Like I'm not a Windows guy, so I used Windows as a kid and as a teenager, but I'm not really used to that layout anymore. This feels a lot like a Mac. This feels like kind of a stripped down kind of Mac experience. Firefox coming up. There's my last Linux video. I've been starting to get sick of Apple, to say the least, and I've been looking for alternatives. Yeah, I will say, same vibe as when I looked around Mint. Like, I'm impressed by how efficient and how like the live environment is working fine. It feels like I've installed it. Enough to trick somebody who just starting to think that they might have installed it. Let's try the webcam. I'm assuming this is what this is. Is it working? Yeah. Somebody asked me if when I was using Linux, if the webcam was working on my ThinkPad, and there it is. This is the manager area, I guess. There's so many options in here, actually. I kind of like this actually better than I liked the one on Mint. Yeah, there's like a maps in here already, weather. I'm assuming this stuff is what is going to be in here when I start. Maybe that's going to be a mistake to assume that, but we're about to find out. Let's do the install. Hopefully we don't have any issue with a Debootstrap, whatever it was. Okay, so we are doing install alongside. Here we go, guys. This seems better than it was when I was doing this on the net install on the stick. Installation failed again. Okay, so this is starting to make a bit more sense now. It's still not working out here in this trial environment. I think what the issue is that the hard drive of the computer is too small. And because I haven't compressed Windows down at all, it's not able to make enough room for both it and Debian, so it's failing the install. So I guess there's only one thing to do, folks, and that is just blow Windows away. Wipe it. Folks, this better work, because I'm nuking it for Debian now. Oh, I'm so hoping this works. Woo! Whoa. Debian is done. Folks, we are in. This is the real deal, not the test environment. The install is gone from here. I did it. I nuked Windows and this computer is a Linux machine now. So now commenters, you can't say that I just tried it or I didn't do anything. I got rid of Windows. It is gone now. My saves on Oblivion are gone. I'm going to have to start over again. Yikes. Now I want to actually do something on here. We already know that we can go on Firefox and watch my YouTube channel or anything like that, but I want to actually download Kdenlive and try to edit a video quickly. So let's go to software here. Create. Install. Wow, I am not used to this. Honestly, I use Final Cut and I love Final Cut because it's just so simple. It's just like souped up iMovie essentially. So it's very easy for somebody to just jump in and kind of figure it out. Like this actually looks good, I'm gonna say, but I'm just not used to the setup yet. So this is one of my little travel cameras I use. It's the Sony ZV-1. I was away last week on a little trip with my family and I took this camera to capture some of that. I'm gonna throw together a little video with some footage from my trip and I will try to export it and we'll see how it works. Okay, so this is a 3-minute clip of 1080p footage. I'm having a really hard time scrubbing this editor. I just don't know how to use it. I'm gonna need to spend a whole day figuring out how to use Kdenlive, I'll tell you. Render to file. It's a 3-minute and 16-second file, all 1080p. My Mac would have this done in 20 seconds. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, it finished actually 2 minutes and 6 seconds it finished. Let's watch our silent movie on full screen. The previewer is not responding. Okay. What if I double click it? There you go. Now it's full screen. Yeah, this is definitely working fine. There's honestly no issues with it. It exported all fine. Like I said, I'm gonna have to take some more time to really get used to this because this is, again, it's like Mac, but it's different than Mac still in a lot of ways. But I'm liking what I see. See, the webcam's still working. Webcam is still working. Are we gonna do another Linux song, guys? Yo, this is a Linux song. This is a Spencer using Linux song. Debian song. Hey, it's the Linux song. Spencer's finally using Linux song. Debian song. Hey, it's the Linux song. Spencer's finally using Linux song. Debian song. Riveting. Folks, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with Debian, specifically with GNOME as the desktop environment. Mint was for sure nice to try, but because it felt like Windows, it wasn't something that really attracted me. This has me feeling like I want to stay. If you've never tried Linux before, but you're a bit Linux curious like I've been, then I would say give it a shot. As I mentioned, it doesn't quite hold your hand as much as Mac would, but it's really not that hard, provided that you give enough space on your computer to make room for it. Kdenlive was a pleasant surprise as well. I expected it to be much more simplistic and stripped down, kind of like a beginner's editor, but it actually looked pretty complicated, so complicated that I couldn't find my way around. However, at this point, I don't think I'm going to make the full switch over from my MacBook, at least not yet. I've been using Apple's video editing software for like 15 years as well, and I just am very comfortable using that. In order to switch over here to Kdenlive, that's definitely going to take some time. With that said though, there is a ton of different Linux distros that I am curious in trying. This is the first Linux video for me of the year, but it's certainly not the last. The free and open source community, Linux, these are all things that I'm moving toward more and more in 2026. So if you want to see more of that, then stick around. I think that's pretty much all I have to say for today, folks. If you have any advice for me as somebody who is very much a noob starting with Linux, let me know down in the comments. Also, between my girlfriend and I, we have a lot of old laptops kicking around which are just begging to install a Linux distro on them. So if you have any other distros you think I should try, let me know those down below too. Thanks again, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.